Happy New Year. Today we're going to tour a farm in the middle of nowhere, Wisconsin. Let's go. What's up, coral people? My name is Remy and this is the Bahama Llama Coral YouTube channel. Before we get going today, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you're notified whenever I upload new videos. Happy New Year. We made it. Can you believe it? 2022 is going to be an awesome year. I just have a feeling, and I want you to come along with me on this little adventure. Recently, my friend Tyler, or Inland_Reef, you know him from his coastal lagoon tanks, on my channel, we went up to the Great White North, up to the Chicagoland, Wisconsin area to visit a whole bunch of hobbyist tanks, some farms, some stores, and I took footage of everything. So over the next month or two, we'll get through those mixed in with some regular Bahama Llama Coral YouTube content. It was pretty cool to see all of the different ways that you can do this hobby successfully. And there are a lot of ways. Today I'm going to take you to the land of cheese. We're going to Wisconsin. I really love the fact that it just looks like this farm is in the middle of a neighborhood. Like if you lived in this neighborhood, you would never know that there was a coral farm in one of the garages. You may have seen eye candy corals at a frag swap near you. Bill travels the country doing frag swaps all over the place. But I gotta say, his garage coral farm is impressive. Let's go. From the frozen tundra in Wisconsin, we are here with, please introduce yourself.
Bill Davis with Eye Candy Coral.
Eye Candy Corals, you'd never know it. There's a coral farm in this neighborhood. Can you kind of take us through your masterpiece here?
Yeah, absolutely. So basically this all started in, well, I've been selling corals since 2008, and it all started, I got remarried with my wife and we ended up having to build a new house. So I built this building. It's a 40 by 30 building, and I built it specifically for a coral farm. So everything's wired the way I wanted to. I built all the tanks into the walls, everything. So here we go. So basically this is going to be my SPS system over here. I don't do a lot of SPS because I do a lot of shows and I travel over the country. So I kind of designed my livestock tailored to doing coral shows. So people, when they buy their corals from me, they don't have problems with things browning out. You know, stuff that keeps their color, so that way the customers are pretty much happy all the time. And for the most part, it's easy to keep stuff. And this tank here is pretty much Duncans and some Sophasrias, a lot of encrusting Samacoras. I have some real nice Space Invader chalices, and then I have my SPS stuff started. I'll probably do a little more of that this year. I used to have a real big full-blown SPS tank that was 320 gallons back in the day, but you know, since I started selling corals, I shifted away from that, and I'm kind of want to get back into it now that I got this big building and space to do it. So
describe the tanks that you're using. I think that's pretty interesting.
All right, so basically, I wanted to get away from the acrylic tanks that I had in my old shop, and I went with I wanted to get something a little deeper, so I didn't have problems with wrasses and stuff always jumping out. I found when I had tanks that were only a foot deep, my fish were always jumping out of them, and I got tired of it. So I got these 2 foot deep. They're basically polytroughs made out of polyethylene. They're about 340 gallons a piece. Real easy to drill. I mean, they're bulletproof. And then basically I took wood framing and framed up around them and built walls around them and then skinned them all with PVC and FRP board. And I skinned the whole shop with FRP board so that way I could wash it all down if I want. All the window jambs are all PVC. All the trim is PVC. I've done some things with my electrical. All my I have 3 20-amp circuits going into this one box, and then I have all my outlets are timed. And then I have this. This is one of the things I really like. This timer here is an override. So when people come to my shop and it's during the non-photosynthetic or non-photo period, I can always turn the lights on real quick, and I don't have to worry about it leaving them on.
Gotcha. So, no, that's awesome.
Because I've done that before. So.
I mean, and right off the bat, I feel like I noticed you don't have, there's not radions all over the place. There's not hydras. You're using.
I run very basic systems. I fully believe in running calcium reactors, and basically T5 and metal halide lighting. I think is it works real well. So I feel like if it's not broke, don't change it. Everyone talks about the electricity. Well, if you have a 250 watt LED fixture and a 200 watt T5 fixture, watts are watts, so it doesn't really matter in my opinion. It's pretty much the same. I mean, the heat's an issue, but I try to keep this room at 78 degrees. I don't have any heaters in any of my tanks. So I keep this room at 78 degrees, and it puts my tank water around 76 degrees. And that's worked real well for me. It cuts down on the electric bill, and it allows me to have more tanks. So
you've got SPS in this system here.
Sure.
Take us around to some of the other systems that you've got.
So then I got this. Okay, so this is one system here. I got the SPS tank, and that's tied in with the 60-gallon rimless tank that I've had forever, actually, which is kind of like my little display tank. I just take everything in here pretty much started from a little Frag that I had. Some of the stuff I've had for years. Some of the things I've found that I just really liked along the way I kept, and put them all in here. And, it's kind of like a little lagoon. So, yeah. And then that's tied in. I got some rock flowers I keep in this tank here, which just a little 15-gallon. And then in here is my buddy. Let me see if I can Let me see if I can grab some food grip. This guy's great.
He is huge.
Yeah, he's great. Come on, buddy.
What particular variety is
he's a peacock mantis.
Peacock?
Yep. And I've had him for over a year. He's molted about 4 times. But
he's a great mascot.
Yeah, he's fun. So that's all one system here. I got a nice geocalcium reactor running, pretty much keeping the elk and calcium going on here. And then I use 20K radium metal halide bulbs, and then these are Reef Bright XHOs as far as the LEDs on here. So I usually do not run the LEDs at all during the photo period. I pretty much are 100% for show when people come to the shop. So this is pretty much my main system here, and this is set up for my incoming wild corals I put on the left. I have my euphyllias, torches, and then I mainly have platygyras, favias, cephastrias, leptastrias, just all different stuff. I got a lot of really nice gonoporas I've been working on for a while. Those are looking pretty good. Oh, yeah, Same with this tank.
I did notice there are more T5 fixtures that are above here. Do you have more corals that are...
So that's part of this system here. So let me finish this with this one over here. So basically this system is 2 of those 340-gallon polyethylene tanks, and then a low boy in this tank up here. But anyways, Passoporas, bird's nest. I have some aquacultured favias, baby's breath, and then all these are all aquacultured, just big chunks of stuff that I've grown. Okay, so then I got this system over here, and this is probably my favorite one because I don't know, I love these lights by Reef Delight are awesome. I love the blue they put out. Real happy with them. But my favia tank I love all the different favias. They're probably one of my favorite corals. I collect every different kind I can find. And then I got a real nice little mushroom tank here. I got some dicerises that fell. That's all connected. And then over here I have a blue 8-foot trough. It's 120 gallons, a foot deep. And basically I have cephastrias, leptocerises, stylosinellas, some random zoanthids. And then that's connected to this tank, which is all, basically, I don't know how this tank happened. I just throw stuff in here, pretty much. So like this thing got too big, so it ended up in here. There was a whole bunch of bubble tips. I started sticking the wall hammers in here because they seem to do well, and I want to get them out of this tank, so I started sticking all those I get in here. And then I have all these random bubble tips running around, but I also started sticking some mushrooms in here, so I got a couple real nice bounce mushrooms in here. Just random collage of stuff. There's no purpose.
So back to up here.
All right, so I
know it's a work in progress.
All right, so yep. So basically, I just fired that up after the last show I did in November. But anyways, I took and built a shelf, and then I lined it with 2x4s on it, flat 2x4s, and made it 7.5 inches tall. And then I lined it all PVC, and I welded it all together and made an L-shaped tank.
I think just the fact that you have coral on a second story is kind of cool. Not too many people can say they got a tank on a tank.
So, well, I just wanted to see if it'd work, and it did. So, it's PVC, and I have it welded, and then it's over the top of wood, and then I welded it with PVC rods together, all the seams. And then I siliconed it anyways, just to be safe. But but it was all good with the PVC welds. And then basically all I did is put flat 2x4s flat, so it doesn't bow at all. There's no bow movement to it at all. It's just laminated, and then this is laminated against the wall, which is all plywood sheeted. And
so, what are some of the challenges that you have in a room like this when it comes to Humidity, moisture, things like that.
Okay, humidity is always a problem. My concrete did not do a good job of making my floor drains drain, so like kind of angers me a little bit. But I got 3 of them all in the right spots, but they don't drain the best, so I wish that was pitched a little better to drain. Humidity is the biggest problem, and right now it's bad because it's super moist outside with the snowstorm we're getting. So, and like the cold surface, like the garage door, loves to sweat out condensation and drip everywhere, and so the humidity is the biggest problem. I have a commercial dehumidifier tied into this system here. I run basically a house unit for heating and air conditioning, a 2-ton central air conditioning unit, and a furnace that you would put in your house, a 2,000 square foot house. The dehumidifier is tied in with all the ductwork with that, so it runs through the furnace fan and all that. So it works pretty good.
So what's this system over here on this wall?
Okay, so basically this is my Softie system. This is a random hodgepodge of stuff that came in damaged. Some stuff I don't like. Like when you import corals, unfortunately you get some corals you don't like, and some of them are pretty sweet. I got this really sweet.
I saw that. That's really cool.
Really sweet Symphilia wilsoni. The wilsoni seem to do really well in that system, so I leave them in there. And then pretty much I have all Zoanthids over here. Zoanthids, toadstool leathers, finger leathers, campanellas, a couple bubble tips running around, some nice gorgonians, green star polyps, just your basics. This leather coral is really nice as well, this cabbage leather. The color of it's amazing. You just don't see them that green.
Tell me about the T5 fixtures again.
So I use these.
Pretty affordable.
They're $130 a piece. They might have gone up for the holidays, but if you wait a couple months, they'll probably lower them again. But they're $130 a piece. They're just basically hydro fixtures. They're on Amazon, and pretty much they put a perfect 125 power across my whole entire tank here, which is perfect for all the LPS and Favias and Platygyras and all the different Indophyllia and stuff. That's just right. That's like, in my opinion, the sweet spot. So they just work out really well for what I'm doing as for a farming application. You get a lot of spread, and when you're building a house like this and a fish farm at the same time, you got to do what you can afford to do at the time. And I tried these things. I knew a couple other people that run them. And they're like, try those out, and I got them, and everyone who has them likes them. So, I mean, they're not the fanciest. I wouldn't have them in, like, if I had a real nice display tank, I wouldn't use that lighting just because it's not. But for a farm situation, they work fantastic.
What bulbs do you run in that?
I run all ATI Blue Pluses. So.
And you've delved into like a more artsy, creative side as well with some of these really cool things you've been selling.
So my brother is a tech education teacher at the high school nearby here. And we started screwing around with, like, he made me this sign, and we started screwing around with, like, these lake signs with his laser burner. Well, me and him, I own a construction company, and I used to own a construction company, I should say. And we tore down this barn, this great big barn from the 1800s, and it was all these 1x12. So we had all this material. So we started making these signs and selling them, like, with sunflowers on them at my mother-in-law's farm, because she has a big farmer's market in Richmond, Illinois, or in Hebron, Illinois, I'm sorry. But so we started selling those, and we ended up just buying our own laser. And then from there, we just kind of started screwing around, making some different projects. So we've been making these, we have 9 of these like 3D type pictures. Yeah, they got a hanger built into the back of them. There's 9 different styles of those. I've been making these really cool, like, full painted seahorses and sea turtles. Even this is a little beat up because it's been on the coral show circuit. But anyways, I just, tank decorations, cutouts of, like, jellyfish and all kinds of different stuff. So yeah, most of these are people that I've met at all the shows I've done this year alone. If you're interested in any of our stuff here, I mean, I do coral shows all over the country. I do a lot of the Reefing USA shows, which is a company that puts on shows in different areas of different cities all over the country. I mean, like their Instagram page, if you're interested. We have a great group of farmers, pretty much from all over the country that do all the shows. You have to have 80% aquaculture corals to be a member of that. And my website is eyecandycoral.com, but we also have reefingusa.com as well. Best to probably follow us on Facebook and Instagram for updates. The website doesn't get the most updates all the time.
Gosh, you built something really cool. We walked in and we were like, this is awesome. So we're very excited to look some more, and thank you for showing us around.
All right, cool.
I totally want a garage like that. I mean, there really isn't anything better. You know, when you think of garage coral farm, you're like, yeah, well, there's probably like some tubs in a garage. It might be climate controlled, but that was impressive. Like Bill said, you can always search eye candy corals online, and you can go to their website. There's some corals there, but if you did see anything in this video that caught your eye, reach out to Bill, and I'm sure you guys could work something out. I've also linked below in the description the Hydroplanet T5 fixtures that Bill uses in his farm. So if that's something you'd want to try on a frag tank at your house, it seems like an affordable option, and it seems like it's working out really well for him. I'm excited for this year because I've got a bunch of tank tours lined up. Some have been shot already. Some are scheduled, but I love seeing all the different ways you can do this hobby. And I got to give a shout out to Tyler Inland_Reef. He's the one that shot all the macro stuff. I finally got, check this out. I got this new Sony 90mm macro lens, so you're gonna see a lot more close-up stuff from me on this channel here going forward, but this lens is awesome. He came with me on this trip and he took a lot of that macro footage for me, so thank you, Tyler. Also, it sounds like I'll be going to Aquashella Orlando this year. I know I haven't been super active on this channel, but I'm looking to come back strong in 2022. Would love to meet you at Aquashella Orlando if you didn't get a chance to go last year, or if you were kind of on the fence on whether or not to go. The Gaylord Palms Hotel where it's at is stunning. It is an awesome hotel. You're gonna love it. Make a vacation out of it. Come hang out with us at Aquashella. Tickets are on sale now. As always, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you know whenever I upload new videos, which, by the way, should be more frequent this year. I gotta put in Scott Crow. Like, even if it's not a sponsorship thing, maybe we'll just throw Scott Crow in random places in videos. I hope he's okay with that. I was gonna talk about goals and stuff and what I accomplished in the last year, but it was a little depressing going back to last year's video where I was like 25,000 subscribers, 52 videos, you know, all those things. And, you know, I came up short because I took a job with Bulk Reef Supply, so I'm making video content for them. If you're new to this channel, you can also go over to the Bulk Reef Supply YouTube channel and check out some of that content there. But I think I've come up with a formula for this year to hopefully get some more content out on this channel as well. So make sure, if you haven't already, like and subscribe and notification bell and all that kind of stuff. This year, I think there's some fun things in store. There's a lot of fun things in store this year, and I hope you'll join me on the journey. Oh, I broke my hand bowling, so that's fun. I freaking love bowling, by the way. Got myself a new ball, got a new Storm ball. It smells like red velvet cake, if you don't know. Now you know, Storm balls smell. I went out by myself one day, went to go throw some practice so I could annihilate people at my company Christmas party. Went into my 6th game, and right on the bottom of my delivery, it's like my hand separated or something. I don't know. Yeah, you're looking at a guy that injured himself bowling. So, I don't know what that says about the current shape of this. I think I actually ended the video a little bit ago. I'm sorry for rambling. I'm just a little rusty. It'll get better, okay? Hey, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.